Now, part 2, we're going to deal with our auxiliary and our points up here and here. Now, this is a little bit trickier and there's a bit more detail involved in it. So we want to draw an auxiliary plan. We're very used to drawing auxiliary elevations when we're working out our dihedrals and all that kind of stuff. This time we're going to do an auxiliary plan. Okay, so the auxiliary plan we know comes from our elevation, and we're going to draw it at this angle here that's cutting through, which we know is 20 degrees. So we want to draw an x1, y1 perpendicular to that 20 degrees. So it's actually going to be the same. It's going to be parallel with that line there. Okay, if you have your rolling ruler, it's easy to do, otherwise you're kind of doing your sliding set squares. Okay, so I'm going to draw an x1, y1 perpendicular there to that 20 degree line. Okay, now I also want to label up my main pyramid here. Okay, so that line that's on the base or on the ground, I'm just going to call that AA. I'll go with letters on this one and numbers with the other object just to keep them different. So that's AA, so that's that object, there's that point there. And then we'll go with our spine and we'll call that BB, B and B, and that's that line there. Okay, so that one is labelled. Okay, so AA, that's BB, and that kind of gives us all our points that are going to be really on it, so we'll work on from there. So the next thing I want to draw, I will stick with one of these objects at a time. Okay, so the first object I'm going to draw is that main pyramid again. So the first one I drew in my original drawing was the pyramid. I'm going to stick to that this time as well. Okay, so just bring down my points at my 20 degree angle. Okay, and I'm going to draw the plan of it down here now rather than down here. Because it's an auxiliary plan, I take my distances from my vertical plane in this view here, which we call our XY. We take our distances from there down to our plan, and we're going to do the same over here. Okay, so that's my first distance, my first point A, and that's my second point A, and hopefully it fits on the page for me. So get my compass, get the distance to my first point A, which is the one that's nearest my vertical plane, and mark that off in my new view. This is going to be my x2, y2, or as I know in this view, it is my vertical plane again. So that's A, that's that point. I want to get my second point A. Now, I can't see this fitting. Maybe I might have to use a datum line. Okay, so get the distance of my second point A. Okay, it's again gone slightly off the board, but look, that's my furthest point, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I'll just clean the board after. So it's only about 1 millimeter off the sheet. Now, so that's my A over there as well. That's my line AA. And now I want to work on my line BB, okay, which is the spine of my object. So that's projected down along there. I take my distance. Now this time the distance is going to be the same because this is a horizontal line. So I'm only going to measure it once. Now I can just measure straight down from A if I wanted, or I can measure from my vertical plane. So I'm just going to stick to the same method all the time so I don't confuse you or confuse me. So I want to stick to our vertical plane, measurement to B. And we're going to mark that on this view as well. That's one. That's the other. So that is the spine of my object, which is B. B. So that's B up here, and that's B down here. And then we can start joining it up. We know AA join together. And A changes to B like so, and like this here. So this point B now, that's up off the ground, so we can see it's up off the ground over here as well. And we join it over here. And then join it at this side also. Okay, so there's my prism drawn there. Okay, so that part, so that's where my ground actually is, which is relating to this point here. Now I'm going to draw the view or the auxiliary plan of the object is cutting through it. So again, project them back down at my 20 degrees. And it's the same method. So project down on my point 1, 2, and 3. And I take my distances again from my XY down to my plan for those lines. Okay, so we take that distance. We'll start with number 1. So take that distance there for number 1 and mark that off there. And I take my distance for number 2 and I mark that off number 2. Make sure you're marking off the right lines now. It'll be easy to go make a mistake, and number them always 1, 2, and 3. From my XY down there to 3, and mark that off in my view up here. Okay, so that's point 3. So that gives me now a view looking flat on it. That object is cutting through. So it gives me point 1 to 2 to 3. And I can see exactly then where it's cutting in to my object. Okay, so that's 1 to 2, 2 to 3. And we can see 3 goes back to 1. Okay, so that's nice and clear at that. So what I'm going to do is I love using a bit of colour. I'm just going to colour in. I'll just outline my triangle object here in orange. Okay, I hope that comes up on the camera there. That's in orange. So we can see exactly now the orange shape cutting through the other shape. Okay, so we can see 1 here crashing straight into this surface here. Alright, 1 crashing straight into that surface, 2 crashing straight into the same surface, and 3 actually crashing into the surface on the far side of the object. And we can see straight from this that there's no edge there cutting into that bottom surface at all. Okay, so we've 1, we've 2, we've 3. And that's the order we're going in. 1 goes to 2, and there's no obstructions in the way. 2 goes to 3, but on the way it hits an edge. Okay, so 1 to 2 to 3, but on the way we're going to put P to 3. 3 goes back to 1, but on the way it hits here what we're going to call R. Okay, so P, sorry, I should have called it Q. Basically just goes P, Q, R. So 1 to 2 to P to 3 to Q to 1. Okay, so basically here it goes 1 to 2, it goes then to P, it goes to 3, it goes to Q, and then it has to go back to 1. Okay, so whatever you go here, you finish with here. And that's the order it's going to go in. 1 to 2 to P to 3 to Q to 1. Okay, 1 to 2 to P to 3 to Q to 1. Grand. And so they are all our points that are going to be on this side of the object or this side of the object up here. We've already done the ones for the back of it. That was simple enough. Okay. Now, so just colour that thing, outlined it there green. This point is easy to find, it's on an edge. This point is easy to find, it's actually on the same edge. So we're going to find those. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is drive them back up into the elevation. How do we do that? We go back up at our 20-degree angle. So that's point Q, that's on the line BB. Just about reaches it. Point P on the line BB. That's P. And that's Q. Okay. We can also drop them down into our plan. Just drop straight down, that's all. Really long set skirt. So I'm trying to work an angle underneath where I have my camera set up. It's tricky enough, but let's drop that down. So that's point P. And drop this down. That's my point Q. The other ones are a little bit harder because they're not crashing into an edge. They're crashing into a face rather. So for that we need to put in what I call fake edges or generator lines or whatever you want to call it yourself. We go from a known corner onto an edge. Okay, so if we just look here at, we'll say edge 3, okay, or point 3. So I'm going to go from B through point 3 and down onto this edge here, which is AB here at the front. Okay, so I put in a generator line there, or a fake edge, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I can now locate this fake edge in this view and then bring back up where it cuts line 3. It'll be there anyway, so it is fine. So I can locate this point in my elevation. It's on the line AB. So that's it there. Okay, and that's joined to point B over here. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to join this to point B up there at the top. I use my yellow again because I used in that view, so I'm going to use in this view. Okay, so that's that drawn in there. Where edge 3 cuts it, that's my point. So where edge 3 cuts it, that's my point. Okay, so that's 3. I'm going to do the same for 2 and for 1 the very same way. Okay, you want to locate this in plan, it's simple, you can just drop it straight down, and where it cuts edge 3, so that has to be it. And so there, that's that point there in plan, cutting through that face there, and that's it there in elevation. I'm just going to do the same now for 2 and for 1. So I'm at locating here now point 2 and point 1 on it, using the very same method. You can see I drove through my fake edges or my generator lines, whatever I'm going to call them, and I've done the very same. Now I want to make sure I follow the right direction, okay, or the right order. Okay, so I have all those points now found in my elevation. I need to make sure I join them in the right order. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I can see everything at this side of it, if you like, I'm going to do that first. Okay, and that starts off, I'm going to start with point 3 to R, and then 3 also to Q. Those lines are going to be visible. Okay, so we go first of all from 3, sorry, not R, that's a P, it's not an R. So we go from 3 to P, and we also go from 3 to Q. So 3 to Q. After that now, I'm going to have a bit of hidden detail up here. So Q to 1 is hidden. So Q to 1. And you might think, it's joining up a little bit funny. As long as you keep the proper order to it, follow it exactly as it's going here, it will cut and go back and forward, that's okay. Okay, and 1 goes to 2, that's also going to be hidden. 2 goes to P, that's also hidden because it's on the back of the object here. Okay, so we look at this, the front of the object, this is the back of the object. Okay, at the back of the object I can't see it, I can't see through the object and see what's going on here. Okay, so that's also going to be hidden. Okay, so that's the way that kind of looks in elevation. Now I can finish off my lines that are going into that. I'll do that off in a minute. I'm going to locate these first of all in plan, and that's simple, it's just a matter of dropping them down. So point 2, drop it down. There's 2, there she is. Okay, we can see that that's at the back of the object. It's not at the front side of the object. And sorry, 2. And we want to go with, where's 3 gone? 3, I found 3 already. 1.1. There's 1. And 1 down. And that's 1 in that object there. Okay? And a lot of these will be seen because we're looking straight down on top of the object. We can see most of our lines. So again, we just go in our correct order. We can go basically from 1 this time. 1 to 2 to P to 3 to Q to 1. Okay, so 1 goes to 2. So basically this line that I'm drawing here now, that line there, is this line over here. Okay? 2 to P. Bang. P to 3. 3 to Q. Q to 1. Okay. Now we can finish off our lines that are running into those. Okay, so finishing off the lines that are running into those, then our edge 2 is going to be solid all the way until it gets to here. Okay, and then it'll kind of disappear behind that face, if you like. Okay, so let's take this one here. And I want to run edge 2. I can't really see what I'm at there. I want to run it. So there it's going to be solid. And then it's going to be hidden because it's behind the object then at that stage. Okay. And our other one then, our edge 1 we'll say, which is the one on the very bottom. Okay, that's going to be seen until it gets to here, and after that it's going to be more or less completely at the back of the object, so we can't really see it then after that. So we can see it again until it kind of gets in line with the center spine of it, and after that we won't be able to see it anymore. So it's only solid until there, and then after that it becomes hidden until it gets to point 1. Okay, and after that then we have this one here, edge number 3. That's at the front of the object completely, so that's going to be seen all the way. Okay, and that's all my edges in relation to my elevation. Okay, when I color it, then you color it, and it just becomes a little bit clearer when you add a bit of color to it. Okay, so after that then, we need to start lining them up in our plan. And so we said all those are visible anyway. Okay, this one here, 1 to Q, won't actually be visible all the way because it's going to be behind this surface. Okay, if you like, of that object is going through it. Okay, which is kind of that surface there. As that comes out the other side, it goes completely over that. So that's actually not solid. Oh, that's actually not solid there. And this one comes out. This one here shouldn't be solid either. Okay, so that edge there is a dotted line. Okay, and the same for this guy down here. It's also dotted lines. Just be careful of that when you're lining them up. Now you're not going to lose a whole pile for that anyways. Okay, and after that we have our edge going back along here. That's underneath our object again. So first I'll just finish off this here. That is looking on top. That is going to be solid all the way into there. And this one is also going to be solid. Edge 2 is going to be solid all the way in. Edge 3 then is also going to be solid, of course, all the way in. Until it gets to that point where it cuts into the object and it cuts back out at that point. Okay, now base part of our object, solid, and after that then it is underneath the object, underneath until it gets to here, and then it comes back out and it's solid again. So these aren't interpenetration lines, it's just our normal hidden detail that we would have in an object. This is going to be solid all the way up along. It's going to be solid all the way back. Now the spine of our object is basically from here to here, okay? And after that then the object coming in over cuts it and kind of takes it out. We can see that here it's gone, okay? So that's that question more or less done 100%. Now what I would say always is label your drawings, okay? Make sure your XY then is completely visible. Label your elevation and your plan. Okay, so I'm just going to finish off actually a little bit of heavying out here. Okay, so I'm happy with that. This is heavy. Over there. And that's it. Okay, so label all your views. Sorry, I want to heavy in the bottom of it. And also until there. Okay, there to there is kind of gone. As we see, we saw that over here and we also saw that over here. Label your views always. Make sure your T-square is the way it should be. Elevation, plan. Over here then, kind of go underneath the view. Auxiliary elevation. Sorry, auxiliary plan. So AUXILIARY, auxiliary plan. Our normal elevation. Our normal plan. Okay, so that's 2012. Higher level. C3. Okay, so important things there. We needed our auxiliary plan here to show exactly where the object was cutting through. Okay, and after that it's just a matter of projecting back up the points into your elevation, back down into your plan, and then trying to go through figuring out what cuts into what and what's hidden and what's not. Okay.